I said I wasn't going to cover anything pertaining to Christmas list. But you know what? He is a gift that keeps on giving. And so I'm going to put on my earphone. Okay, so now I am going to give an review or reaction to Tobago Updates television on their interview with Christmas List.
This morning, I have the pleasure of sitting with Mr. Christopher Arthur Hughes, who is well known as Christmas List. Good morning, Mr. Hughes, and how are you?
Good morning. I feel great.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the opportunity to come on to Tobago Updates. We are one of the #1 broadcasters here on the island of Tobago, and we are also interested in what is happening as your story unfolds, because it delves into freedom of expression as well as freedom of the press. And we saw that you have been charged with sedition, right? But as the situation unfolds, can you give us a little bit of a background as to what happened as you attempted to leave the country?
Yes. So prior to booking a ticket and leaving, the police had arrived at my location of residence with a search warrant and a list of charges, all of which were related to gang activity. My items were confiscated, all electronics, cameras, etc. And I was not arrested. I was brought in for questioning, but that questioning also included the inability to leave. So I was also warned that if I tried to leave, I would be arrested. And I guess that's how the last 7 days of my life have landed me in the position I'm in right now today.
And I know that you did not come to Trinidad and Tobago expecting to receive such a response for covering the type of stories that you have been covering. How was your interaction with the police so far?
Yeah, I'm by no means an expert in interrogation. I believe they have a job they are doing. I'm in my eyes, I'm 100% innocent. I'm not going to be pleading guilty on any charge that's in front of the courts. The very basics, without me getting into the exact details of my case, is I'm being charged because somebody in one of my videos said something that the government feels is deemed as dangerous. And you spoke about freedom of the press, and that's a topic that I'm sure will come up during my proceedings. It was nothing that I verbalized, but it was something that a stranger that I was questioning in a video said that has me in this hot water right now.
Can you understand where the type of content that you would have been putting out there on your channel may have negatively reflected how the government is dealing with crime and dealing with gang violence in Trinidad and Tobago, and how that could have led them to pursuing you in this way?
Yes and no. You know, the realist in me understands that if a tourist or anybody for that matter that's in media publishes crime and the reality, it shines a light on some negative issues that we all wish did not exist. But the reality is it does exist. Before I came to Trinidad, it exists, and thereafter, you're in mainstream media. I'm sure you realize by looking through the daily newspaper headlines that crime, violence, murder, robbery, abduction are like daily activities here in Trinidad. I wish that was not the case. I wish we could talk about how incredible the food is and the culture and the people, which they are. But the reality is there's a real crime problem. This beautiful country named Trinidad and Tobago should not. I wish the highlight was not gang activity. I'll put it that way. But, you know, what I do is I go to places and I give people the voice. If there was a tornado in Japan that destroyed millions of homes, I would go there and document the grieving and crying people, the victims of The problem now, I've never had an issue in any other country when recording with my camera. That might be different on the day I go to North Korea. But I thought I was in Trinidad and Tobago, not North Korea, and I did believe I had the basic human rights to record and have conversations with strangers freely. So that's what I'll end up fighting for in court.
Understood. And in retrospect, what would you have done differently? Because there is the conversation about what would have happened had you gone back to Canada and then posted the content. Then, in retrospect,
Right.
what would you have done differently?
Yeah. I'm a father of 3, and I teach my children to be accountable for their actions. I don't look back and think about what would have happened or what could have happened, because it didn't happen. I did post the videos, and I'm in Trinidad. I must abide by the laws of Trinidad. So, uh, you know, again, I'm accountable for my actions, and I'm confident that a judge will see that I had no motive or intentions or malice intentions. For anybody that follows my content, the video I'm most proud of is the march that I did through the streets with the mothers of people that have passed away to violence. My intention was never to make Trinidad look bad. I film a lot of other videos outside of the gang style videos. What I would say is, instead of what would I change, I wouldn't change anything. I've learned something from the experience that when I'm walking through the streets and I have a camera, I am accountable for what I publish. So I really have to pay attention to what the people are saying to ensure it's not breaking any laws, whatever city or country that I'm in.
And has this experience painted a negative light on Trinidad and Tobago for you? Would you be visiting again after this?
Hopefully, first of all, hopefully Trinidad and Tobago will welcome me back again. And you know what? It's quite the opposite. The support I've gotten, I've only been out about 24 hours, and just walking through the streets and the horn honking and fists in the air and, "Chris, we support you." I loved the country before I went to jail, and I'll tell you what, the support of the people here, and it's not that I'm requesting it. This is general, like, just it's real. How do I say I love the country more now after 6 days in jail than I did before? And I don't blame anyone. There's nobody. I'm not blaming the government. I'm not blaming the police. Again, as a man that knows I'm not perfect, I've made mistakes in the past, and I guarantee I'll continue to make mistakes. But hopefully, I learn from this one, and I have nothing but love for the people in the country of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, and there is speculations or persons alleging that this is all in an attempt to get you to remove the videos off of the internet because of how it exposes the fact that we may not have the handle on crime that we propose to have. What do you think about that?
I agree that I don't think that you have the handle on crime. To answer that straightforward, the crime is too normalized here. Anybody I speak to has lost 10 friends to violence. So, I mean, that's not normal. But I know the police have a very difficult job. They're understaffed. So I'm not to blame anyone at all. But what I can say is, nobody during the course of I guess it's been 7 days since I've been arrested, not one individual asked me to take down a video. This interrogation or this arrest had nothing to do with me taking down videos on the day. The first opportunity, I had to call my wife, which took a few days after arrest. I requested her, just out of the respect of the country that I'm visiting, that's remove the videos until we figure out which video or which item, because I still don't know which video in particular offended the police or broke the law. So I just asked her to privatize the videos, but that was my own discretion. I asked the police, "Would you like me to remain, like, for the videos to remain down?" They said, "It's up to you." So the videos will be up. About 6 or 7 were published last night, and I'll go through each of the remaining videos to make sure that I'm abiding by the local laws, and they will all go back up. So just to be confirmed, there's nobody ever requested me to take these videos down. It was my personal opinion. Even my lawyers did not suggest this. This is my personal opinion.
Okay, and there were headlines in the newspapers just a couple of days ago stating that Chris goes for a drive, suggesting that
Yes.
the police took you on a drive to many of these hotspot areas that you highlighted in order to pinpoint persons who were in your video. Is this true?
Yes. No, not
At
at all.
least he's honest.
And
I
the
sense that
sad
he's
but
honest.
honest truth is mainstream media, I don't know where they get their information from. I'm a strong believer that article is written for one purpose, to harm myself. They know the danger of
Okay.
implicating me with a tour of the hotspots. The simple answer is no, it didn't happen. I haven't left my cell. I had cellmates with me for the 6 days that can account that even when I go to the toilet, they're watching me. So no, I never left. And that newspaper the following day had to recant the story, although it was just a small
Wow.
paragraph on like page 8, in which they said that the information that they provided was not factual. But you know what? That's what sells newspapers. So not every mainstream media is going to have morals. And that, I'll be straightforward. There's a civil suit in front of me 100%. That's not something that you just simply walk away from. My life is on the line. And when mainstream media openly lies like that, that's a real problem to the world, to anybody that consumes the
Yes.
content. So no, that did not happen at all.
Your attorney, Mr. Anand Ramlogan, he suggested that a lawsuit would be forthcoming because of a breach of your constitutional right. Are you intending to sue the state because of your arrest?
We're taking it one day at a time. Tomorrow I have court, so that's all I'm looking forward to. I'm not able to talk about anything else. I take the full advice of my lawyer, because that's what he's hired to do.
Okay, and once you do receive your passport tomorrow, can we see you leaving the country, or can we see more videos of your
Yeah.
experience here in Trinidad and Tobago coming out from Christmas list?
In a perfect world, I would get my passport tomorrow. It's so far from that being a reality. That's not what the meeting is for tomorrow. So the likelihood of me leaving anytime soon, again, it's in the hands of the judicial system. So I would love to get home to my wife and kids, but I don't know how possible that is in the next couple days.
And what about your content creation? Does that continue with
Yeah,
resilience,
today
or have you been stopped in your tracks?
there's been no restrictions with my bail conditions at all. I was never asked or required to stop doing what I'm doing. My cameras were taken and they're used for evidence, so I don't have the equipment that I would normally have, but I do have a few local friends that said, pass by today and I'll give you a camera. So as soon as I get off this call, I'll be in a vehicle on my way to check into the police first. That's one of my conditions. I need to sign in, which I will be doing after this call. And today I'll be out in the streets recording the reactions of strangers, and that will be uploaded tomorrow to my channel.
Understood. Now, there have been speculations on the media just as short as yesterday that you are an operative of the government's opposition and you have been paid to basically come in and expose the incompetence of the government in dealing with crime and youths in these underserved areas. What response do you
Total
have to these
nonsense.
comments?
Total
The simple
nonsense.
answer is no. But you know, I'm a YouTuber. I filmed in
So
120.
Oh my, I'm sorry that we got disconnected there. That would have been very interesting to get an
Countries.
answer.
It's
Sorry,
it's yes.
you broke up for a while,
Okay.
so we did
So
not
the
get the
answer is no.
response to that.
Sorry. The answer is no. It's almost comical. After visiting 128 countries, when I read some comments and some people's mindsets, you know, when I was in Afghanistan, they said I was undercover for the USA. When I was in Cuba, they said I was working for Obama. I have a high school education. I have no history or training in military. I don't know how to hold a gun. I'm no secret service. And if I was, what sense would it make? Like nothing makes sense. No. So the simple answer is no. Yeah, I don't know how else to put it. The answer is no. But it's not the craziest thing I've heard.
Okay. And we look forward to seeing the footage that
She
you will put
flattered
out,
you.
or your reaction
Yeah,
videos to
that was
being
flattery.
arrested in Trinidad. You have done something that very few have been able to do in regards to gaining access and gaining the trust of these young men who felt comfortable enough to come on screen with rifles and tell their story. What stood out to you the most in this entire debacle? Is it the willingness of the youths to come on, or was it the actual stories that you were hearing?
It's always the stories, the willingness. Because I've been doing this for a while, and at
Very
first,
good
when I
interviewer,
was
I
when I was
must
new
say.
to the content creation scene, it was surprising that people would talk to me, a complete stranger. But no, it's no surprise to me anymore. These people, and I don't mean just these people in Trinidad or these people that are holding guns. I don't want to say I feel sorry for them. I do believe there are alternate options, but I also believe those options are very limited. They don't have the options I had as a child or as a youth at an adolescence level. So it's almost like a therapy to them. It's like the kind of conversation they're having with me is not the conversation they have amongst their peers in the neighborhood. So people are open book. It's like they want to tell me their whole life story. They want to let it out. So I'm not surprised that me with a little camera, a stranger, is the type of person that they feel comfortable talking to.
Understood. And again, we want to thank you for coming on this morning and speaking with us. Is there anything you want to let the people know before you leave, or we see that you're alive, you're well, you're
Yeah,
doing okay?
yeah,
Is there anything that you want to let the people know?
yeah. Well, the initial thought, and even with the Canadian Embassy, is due to that front page newspaper article that I could be putting my life in danger. They really want me to sort of hide out and don't be in front of the public. I respect their decision and their opinions, but I don't know how to put this in the nicest way possible. I can't be stopped. I need to be out there. I need to show people I'm okay and I'm confident, and I'm not overly worried about the threats. I'm ready just to keep doing what I do. I love Trinidad. I appreciate all the support and the love, and I'm excited to go through the process. It sounds crazy, but I'm not pleading guilty. I'm not taking any. I'm ready to fight this. I know what I did was not illegal in my eyes, and I feel like not only can I help bring Trinidad together to a certain extent, but content creators and press and media around the world, we have the right to have conversations with individuals, even when those ideas are not exactly ours. I'm just sharing the public thought for the people that are not often heard. So I'm going to continue to do that.
Again, thank you. Thank you for coming on to Tobago Updates and chatting and giving us an update on your situation. And, well, all the best moving forward. Again, thank you.
Thank you so
Wow.
Guys,
much.
we
And
want
I am so glad I did a reaction to the Tobago Updates television. Shenell Fellix, oh my gosh, very, very comport. Your composition, sorry, your whole demeanor was chill, relax. You ask the perfect questions, and you show a warmth. I think you did a marvelous job. Congratulations, Chanel. That was perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, here are just going back onto what he said. The freedom of expression, freedom of speech. As we know, Trinidad and Tobago is a democratic nation. So we do have constitutions, and you know what? probably that should be my next topic. The Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, where we could just go it over. Because I don't think now I know Trinidad have a lot of intellectuals, and we are very intelligent and educated. The academia among Trinidadians are high. It was high when I left. I don't know how it is now. I don't know the percentage of the gang-related wars that are fight if these young men and women are fully educated, if they have elementary, primary studies, demographics of youths completing education, elementary education, junior high school level education. That's a good thing to look at. That's something probably we could do in the next reaction. Then he went on to talk about, well, the freedom of expression. So he is saying that his whole thing is freedom of expression. He saw that he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't think, and I don't think that he did anything wrong. He did explain that because probably certain things might incite the gangs to say certain things and do certain things, the crime problem, so that is yet to be decided. He said he had no malice, and then he wants to. You tell me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but from that short space of time, from last week till now, I am absorbing, learning, reading. I have to get the book from Dr. Eric Williams, his book, his first book, which is From Slavery to Capitalism, which is good. I said I did studies on it, but I didn't fully read the book. Another book I got was, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to have this video too, is I want you guys to start reading. Probably you read these books already. I'm going to show you the books that I ordered because of last week. Because of Chrysalis, I've become more hungry for more knowledge for reading. So I got the Black Jacobins by who? C.L.R. James. So I'm going to be reading this one. Then I got another book from C.L.R. James, Beyond the Boundary. I want to read this one because it's a story about cricket. I like cricket, but I'm not a lover of cricket. But I got good feedback from one of those YouTube videos, which was very good. Another book that I would like to share with you guys, and this is one by Robert Greene, and it's called The 48 Laws of Power. Okay, so first to begin with, I am going to start slowly. I'm going to finish this book, and then I'm going to do a reaction to this book. Okay, so we're going to increase our knowledge. Now, some people may have read this book already, and those who have read it could bring it out again for when I have a reaction to the book. We're going to talk about it. We have a lot of beautiful writers from Trinidad and Tobago. We have V.S. Naipaul. We have my favorite, top of the favorite, Samuel Salvin. I love his books. I'll never forget the Turn Again Tiger or The Brighter Sun. That book was so good. Oh my God. We then we have what's the other guys? We have a lot. We have a lot of good writers. I'm not familiar with the new ones. I hope we do have new young writers from Trinidad and Tobago, and probably we could start doing reactions on books, books. Let's see if my channel will grow because of books. I don't know. But my let me get back before I leave. My reason, and you know what? Sometimes God is do things in mysterious ways. So I am going to end episode, and I want to say thank you to my new subscribers and I'll keep covering Trinidad and Tobago. We love you. I love you. And God bless. Thank you, subscribers, new subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. God bless Trinidad and Tobago, and who God bless, no man curse. Bye.